Welcome back to Module 4. I am so proud of you for taking ownership of your emotions and doing the work necessary to become the ninja of your own emotions. I know by this point, you're seeing some real changes, right? You're seeing some changes in your life and how you feel. I want to again invite you to message me or send me an email and let me know your progress and tell me about all the changes that you're noticing. And I also want you to know that this gets to be easy. This work gets to be easy, right? The whole point of rooting out our triggers and healing our traumas and toppling those limiting beliefs and stopping all judgment is because once you master this, then you're going to feel great every freaking day. You will find yourself in love with the world once you no longer feel the need to judge yourself or others in it. You will be so free when you can hear anyone say anything and not get triggered. You will easily give yourself permission to do anything that your heart desires once you rewrite those limiting beliefs. And once you get to the bottom of your trauma from your past and reprogram your mind and the false beliefs that the trauma has caused, it will transform how you feel. And that trauma will no longer be able to touch you. The keys to the kingdom really are found inside each and every one of us. I'm telling you that from experience. Life will start to be fun. Life is supposed to be fun, guys. If I didn't mention that in the previous modules, let me emphasize that here. Life is supposed to be fun. It gets to be fun, right? It gets to be easy. We are here for the experience and the expansion of it all. We are free, and that's the truth. We are free to choose our experience. We are so free that we can choose bondage, if that's the experience that we choose. But that's not what I'm choosing. Is that what you're choosing? We are free to choose fun. We are free to choose passion, bliss, joy, love, sensuality, strength, power, or any other feeling or experience that we want to have, right? So in today's session, I'm going to teach you how to become totally untouchable using energetic boundaries. Remember, you choose who gets to you, right? You choose who gets to touch you on an emotional level. First, before we begin this lesson, let's start with a meditation. So go ahead and get comfortable and close your eyes, and you can just listen or you can repeat the words after me. Let's start. Dear Source, Higher Self, Angels, Spirits and Guides, please help me to see the truth as you see it. Please help me to release resistance and open my heart to your imperial guidance. I release all feelings of stress, all insecurities, all false and limiting beliefs, all lies, all criticism, all judgment of myself and others. I ask you to transmute these into love and allow that to sit in my heart as a reminder of my divine nature. I get to choose what I do and how I feel today. I am a powerful light being, infinitely worthy and infinitely loved. I trust the guidance of Source and my higher self completely. Show me, Source, how easy this gets to be. Universe, God, Source, and the angels, show me how good it gets, how fun it can be. Show me all the beauty you have for me today, and we let it be. Okay, so let's get into this video session. Up to this point, the inner work portions of the module are designed to help us reprogram the way that we think, to see ourselves and the world totally differently. Our minds are projectors. What do I mean by that? Well, the world is not as it seems. Every person can view the same thing, and each of those people can feel a different way and interpret the thing differently, right? We project out into the world our perception that's based on our truth and our reality. We do not all see the same objective truth. And in fact, one definite truth may not even exist, as each observer sees each situation a little differently through the lens of their own programming. What we can do is recognize that we are all projectors, seeing things in a unique way. What this also means is that if we see something as scary or overwhelming or any other emotion, that is a feeling that is programmed into our own mind. That is a lens that we have over our perception, and we are using that lens to see the world around us. For example, two people may see the exact same situation, but since they have a different lens, each of them, they will see the situation differently and project different meaning onto it. Say, for example, two brothers are roughhousing and play fighting, rolling around and using harsh words with each other. One person, let's say this person was abused physically as a child and has this feeling that fighting is dangerous, right? If they feel that fighting is scary and damaging. So they're going to see the brothers fighting through that lens and feel that fighting is dangerous and should be stopped. Another person with no such programming, or one that maybe even roughhoused with their own brothers in the same way, may see the situation as just simple playful fun between boys, right? So you can see how our interpretation is colored by our personal programming. If our personal programming leads us to see something as fearful or overwhelming, well, that's actually something good, because we now understand it's our projection of reality and not the absolute truth of reality. Now we can take steps to reprogram that in our own mind. And that's what this inner work that I'm talking about in these modules is all about. It's all about reprogramming ourselves. If we say that a person is triggering us, or if we believe that a false limiting belief is the truth, then that leaves us powerless, right? But if we know that these are actually programmed beliefs that can be changed, that's very empowering, right? We can change our beliefs, which is the key to changing how we feel. And when you can permanently change how you feel, you make a massive shift in what you're attracting. No more weakness, no more powerless. We get to decide. Sure, you're free to keep your old programming, but if it's making you unhappy, why not change it? And remember, since we all have free will, no savior's going to come along and change things for us. We're free to change or not change, and no one else, no spirit guide, no angel, no savior is allowed to interfere unless we ask for help. And ultimately, the change comes from within in the form of reprogramming our mind. I know this is really hard for some people to hear, but if you want to put the power outside of yourself, I'm sorry, but I can't help you. Putting the power outside of yourself will never help you either. It just makes you powerless. You decide. All those people you see on social media or in your life who have the thing that you want, who have the awesome marriage, who have the lavish lifestyle, who have the freedom and the income to travel, who have the confidence and the authenticity that you want, those people have done one thing. They decided. Those people are no different from you and me, except the way they see themselves, the way they see others, and the way they see the world. It's a mind game, guys. They have programmed their mind towards the success that they want, in whatever way they define that success. No savior's going to come along and fix your life. You are the savior that's going to come along and fix your life. You can always ask for help from Source, higher self, spirit guides, and angels, and they will support you. But you have to ask and you have to listen. And remember, just as we all have free will, to other people, allow other people to be as they are. If they don't want to change, that's their choice. Let them be in peace and love and respect their decision. So back to the topic of our minds being projectors. Other people's minds are also projectors, just like we are. Maybe you had a parent or someone important in your life who said that you're stupid, or that you're not good at this or that, or that you'll never have success, or you're never going to amount to anything. Well, guess what? That person or that thing, that statement that they made was probably not true for you, right? They were probably saying that as a projection based on what they feel about themselves. Maybe they feel stupid, or they feel like they're never going to succeed, or they feel worthless. Pay attention to those beliefs and see if you picked up anyone else's beliefs and made them your own. This is especially prevalent for those that are closest to you, right? If they think it's hard to make money, or that rich people are all cheaters, that belief may have been programmed into you, but it was someone else's projection to start with. Maybe someone close to you experienced a lot of problems with romantic relationships and taught you that all men are bad, or all men are to be feared. That's a belief that was projected onto you. If you're a woman, you may grow up not trusting men. If you're a man, you may grow up believing that you are bad, if that's what you were taught growing up, if someone projected those things onto you, right? These are all projections. But know that you will begin to recognize beliefs that you have that did not even come from your direct experience, but were the projection of others. For example, if someone calls you a bad mom or a bad wife, stop and consider if that's true. It's more likely that what they're criticizing in you is a projection of them, not you. Maybe they are a bad mom, or they are a bad wife, or that's what they believe about themselves, and so they're projecting it out onto you. Okay, so let's depart from this topic for just a minute because I want to share something with you. You are a divine being. You are part of source energy. Your individual persona was created by source energy, yet the source within you is eternal, right? You could not, even if you tried, with your human understanding, to know how valuable you are, how loved that you are. Your purpose here on this planet is expansion and experience. You get to choose how that experience will go, because that's the great gift of this planet experience, is free will, right? We get to choose. We choose to be happy or sad, emotional, flat, exhilarated, sad, and so on, right? I am a spiritual mentor who is dedicated to helping people feel great all the time. That's my purpose. That is the experience that I want for myself, and that is the experience that I want for others, and that's the people that I want to attract who want that experience, right? So many people, myself included, walk around sometimes feeling insecure or lacking confidence and feeling down on themselves, not giving themselves permission to be free, not giving themselves permission to give true expression to who they really are, hiding their light and their authenticity for fear of judgment, right? We are divine beings, everyone. We are actually all one. There is no separation in truth. So many people believe that they're not worthy, but that is a complete lie. We are all part of source energy. We are all worthy divine beings. We have the choice and the right to be blissful and euphoric in what we experience and choose those things that light our soul on fire. When we're children, especially when we're really small, we know this innately. We cry when we need something and we expect to get fed, right? We expect to be cuddled. We expect to be taken care of when we're tiny. We expect that our moms are going to meet our needs, right? Sadly, what happens as we go through life, as a child, we begin to learn and get programmed by those around us. And that programming is not always positive. It's not always positive for our mental health, our self-worth, and our self-esteem. We start to pick up lies, trauma, and limiting beliefs. For example, a child who is ignored when they're crying may learn that their feelings don't matter, or that their feelings annoy others, right? A child who sees his parents fighting all the time may view intimate relationships as dangerous. A child who is abandoned by a parent may have trouble connecting and having a healthy relationship with the opposite sex because they believe that loving someone is not safe and that that person will just leave if they start to love them. A child may also learn that they have to act a certain way to get approval and love from their parent, and they may carry this into their adult life. This is often the case with people pleasers, right? People pleasers who are trying to manipulate the world around them to ensure people like them because that makes the world safer, feels safer for them if they can control how people feel. And they do that by people pleasing. So childhood is where a lot of our programming takes place. That's why I'm always on about journaling your beliefs out, because that helps you discover the lies in your programming. It helps you work them out, replace them with accurate beliefs such as, I am freaking awesome because I'm literally a part of source energy and I was created to be exactly as I am, and that's perfect. Most of us are programmed with this fear that we have to earn love, right? We have to be a certain way, act a certain way. Even if that's not in alignment with our true self, and even if that means that we're being unauthentic or inauthentic. But I'm going to say it again, guys. You are worthy because you are here. You are worthy because you are divine. You are worthy just because you're worthy. Source created you, and only Source knows exactly how you are meant to be. And that Source does not make mistakes. You are worthy of all the happiness, joy, bliss, experiences, and material things that you desire. You are, guys. You really are. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of well-being, wealth, experiences, and guess what? It gets to be easy. You get to decide. It gets to be easy, okay? Have you ever had something great happen or manifest something really, really wonderful only to turn around and feel like you don't deserve it or you're not worthy of that thing that you got? It's happened to me. It happens to many of us. Here's an example. One of the very first things that I manifested, one of the first big things anyways, is my relationship with my husband, which is magical, you guys. But I tell you the truth. This relationship brought up so much of this crap and programming inside of me. I just didn't feel worthy of it. And that caused some problems. Brought up a lot of stuff. I had to do so much inner work around this. and it's something that I still have to do inner work on today. When you feel unworthy of what you manifest, you feel like you have to work for the thing. Like I felt like I needed to do something in order to keep his love or be a certain way, right? I was very hard on myself in the early days of our relationship because I carried around this belief that I am not worthy. I finally got to a place where I could just let it be easy. And I started to enjoy the relationship and enjoy my life more. I got to this point because I did the inner work. I did the reprogramming, and the reprogramming is easy in comparison to the suffering and striving for what you want, to be honest with you. The reprogramming can be done with a little meditation and consistent journaling on the triggers and limiting beliefs. Actually, all that is super easy in comparison to the payoff of doing the inner work, right? Remember how in Module 1, I talked about that we can be addicted to suffering? That really comes into play here, because you may be addicted to the emotion of suffering, and that will keep you in a suffering state. Think about someone that you really, really, really love. In this case, I would say for me, it would be my husband and my kids. When you think about this person, do you think that they need to work to earn your love? No, right? Of course not. That means that neither do you. The way that you feel about the person you love is how Source energy sees you. Source knows you. Source created you. And Source feels about you the same way that you feel about those people that you love the most, and probably more. Source energy does not believe that you have to earn it or work hard, right? If you believe that you have to earn a thing or work hard to get the thing you desire, that's a part of your programming and a part of the lies that need to be rooted out and replaced. So here's some embodiment work I want you to do in your journal, okay? Pull out your journal and write down all of the things, your so-called shortcomings, right? And the things you believe are wrong with you. After you spend a few minutes writing these out, ask yourself this question: are my perceived shortcomings the absolute truth? In other words, does Source energy see me this way? And ask yourself, how does thinking about these perceived shortcomings and insecurities feel in my body? How does it feel when I'm writing these things out and thinking about these things? For each item that you wrote down, say this affirmation, or you can use your own words to say something similar, right? Okay, so here's the affirmation. Dear higher self, Source, spiritual guides, and angels, I know I have been created as a perfect and divine being, and that you do not make mistakes. I lay these beliefs about my shortcomings before you and ask you to clear them from my programming and help me release these lies that I have about myself. Please help me replace the beliefs with my higher vibrational truths about myself that reflect the real me. Now here's the challenging part. After you have made these affirmations, we're going to replace those beliefs with high vibrational truths. So for each item on the list, write the truth. And I'm going to give you some examples so that you can know how to do this in your own journal. Here's my example. One of my beliefs was, I have too many kids. No good man will ever want me after my divorce. I replaced that truth with, I am a caring and nurturing person with so much love and compassion to give. The right man for me will be blessed to have me. I made that my mantra to live by. I started to believe that more empowering belief instead of the yucky, awful feeling lie that I previously believed. I started to embody that attitude, that what were my flaws are now my strengths. And I repeated it to myself. I embodied it. That way, by the time I met my husband, I already felt like my situation was a positive asset because that's what I felt inside. And that was the energy I projected outside. Another false belief that I had included this. Oh, I'm too old. Good old I'm too old. Or I'm not thin enough. I'm not thin enough. Okay, that's a pretty common one, right? I'm not thin enough. I'm not smart enough. Another common one, right? I'm too emotional, because people have been telling you, you're too much, you're too emotional. We hear that a lot. We get that programmed in. This is one of mine too. I don't take things seriously enough. I'm not mature enough. Okay, so this one I replaced with, well, I'm a fun person who lives life to the fullest. That's the truth. I have had many, many awesome adventures. I'm very brave. I'm brave enough to live in a foreign country where I had to learn a completely new language and a whole different culture. And what's so great about being serious and mature anyways? That's just who I am. That just does not sound blissful to me. Being all serious and whatnot, it's just not my thing, guys, not my vibe. What I want you to do with this embodiment exercise is, before we continue with energetic boundaries on part 2 of the next video, I want you to complete this embodiment exercise. This video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to stop here and pick up in the next video. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.